What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another zombies discussion video. In this video today, we are going to be talking about the wasted potential and disappointment of Black Ops 6. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it really quickly. I am going to say, if you guys do enjoy discussion content like this or Call of Duty discussion content like this, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and we're going to be dropping content almost daily until Black Ops 7 comes out, and then we're going to be hitting that game hard when it does come out. Anyways, let's jump right into the topic at hand. Black Ops 6. Why this is one of the most confusing and complicated Call of Duty titles we've ever received. I'm mainly going to be focusing on zombies, but I will briefly touch on the core game as a whole as well, but I do have some notes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to start with zombies. I'm going to first start off with some positives, aka the good section of what I think this game actually does well. So let's jump right into it. This game has some of the best gameplay that we've had in zombies. The gameplay loop is fun. The act of actually just playing through rounds and killing zombies is actually pretty fun in this game. Honestly, I think it may be the most fun in the whole entire series. But with that being said, the gameplay mechanics, not so much. We'll get into more of that later. But we'll start off with the gameplay. So this is a phenomenal game, which this is also some of my beef with it, but this is a phenomenal game to literally just turn on a map of your choice, especially something like this, Liberty Falls, and just turn off your brain and just play. Just grind your headshots, grind for some camos if you want to. Just play for some rounds. You're going to have a good time doing that on Black Ops 6. Now, of course, that can get a little stale after a while. That's not really the type of player I am. I like to play the Easter eggs. I like to, do all that, do all the more intricate things in zombies. But if you are a casual fan, I do think this game will appeal to you very, very much. So, next part of the good section, the boss fights. The boss fights in this game are actually phenomenal. It's the best we've seen. As far as a collective game, this is the best that we've ever seen the boss fights actually be, in my opinion. We had the Patient 13 on Terminus. We had I forget what the Guardian, I believe, on Citadel. We had the Artifact on the Tomb, and I know you're literally fighting like a stone, but it's that boss fight mechanically I think is actually really, really solid. It's a really good boss fight. Probably my favorite one of the game. I know that's probably a hot take, but then you had the Z-Rex, which is pretty cool, and then you also have two boss fights on the Reckoning, which is really cool, something we've never seen before. So huge W in the boss fight department. I think that was massive for this game. Now, I do want to also touch on the actual Easter egg quests themselves. They were pretty good. Okay, you have Liberty Falls, which is kind of I don't even really count as far as an Easter egg goes, but you have Terminus, which is pretty solid. Nothing too crazy there, but it is a very solid Easter egg quest. Pretty easy to replicate, not too difficult. I like that. Same with Citadel. Maybe a little more intricate than Terminus, but also pretty easy to replicate. Pretty fun replay value there. And then you have the Tomb, which is not a good Easter egg. I'll be honest, but I do actually not mind the Tomb so much, only because it's fun to just kind of jump in and speed run. It's super easy, very quick Easter egg. And then you have Shattered Veil, which I cannot stand. I'll just say it. I hate Shattered Veil. That map and its Easter egg are not fun to me. There are some neat steps in there, but as far as traversing around that map, I just feel like I'm running from point A to point B for most of that Easter egg, and it's not fun. That map is too big. Don't enjoy Reckoning. It's pretty mid. Not the biggest fan of that Easter egg either. So during the first half of this game, there were definitely some better quality maps. But anyways, that is what I have for the good section. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but let's go ahead and jump into the bad. So the actual storyline of this game was a joke. I mean, I can tell you what happened in the story, but there's so many missed beats. There's so much emotion that's lacking. This set crew, I'm not gonna say they suck. A set crew is better than no set crew like we had in Cold War, but it just doesn't hit the mark for me and most people, I believe. Like these quotes that the characters drop are just kind of lame. Like, they're not exciting. I don't care about any of these characters. So yeah, kind of lame as far as the story goes. And the cutscenes, like especially on the Tomb, you get literally zero dialogue from the from the main crew, and same thing with the Reckoning too. You get no dialogue from the main crew as well, which is just a joke. I mean, come on. I know that they were dealing with like the AI controversy deal, but that's on Activision / Treyarch. I mean, that whole deal could have been avoided so easily. So that was a whole other issue in itself. Another reason that I do think this game does not make it to the mark is the modern mechanics of the game. What I mean by that is your point system, your salvage, your no reason to hit the box, and your armor, stuff like that. It's not classic zombies, and I understand, like, we're not in the classic era of zombies at this point anymore. But it just kind of sucks to see that we didn't really get any sort of changes here. This was a more refined version of Cold War for sure, and that game's mechanics. And for the most part, I don't hate them. I really don't. But it's just not my preference. Like the whole salvage and armor and all that, it's not like, I'm not gonna not buy the game over it, but it's definitely not my preference. So next point is the actual LTMs that were in zombies in this game were a joke. Like, what was the one after the Beavis and Butthead came out, the Abomination Challenge or whatever? That, like, what was that? Like, what are we doing? Grief was not fun. We did have the first room challenge. That was actually a lot of fun. I really did enjoy the first room challenge in this game. That was honestly a great time. I really, really did enjoy that. That was the best LTM to come out of this game. But then you had your Squid Game, dead light, green light. Like, what was that? That was a joke. And then you also had your like holiday event as well. Then you had the haunting too. So all in all, just pretty forgettable as far as the LTMs go. So that's kind of my take on that. But another reason that this game just really kind of missed the mark for me is you can tell this game was given up on halfway throughout its life cycle. I think the Tomb was underbaked, and it really wasn't ready to ship out, in my opinion. But I believe it was shipped out because player numbers were dwindling pretty bad. They were dwindling very quickly, and they needed to get something out. So and you could tell even the Reckoning and Shattered Veil, they were just not anywhere near the level of quality of Liberty Falls or not Liberty Falls, I'm sorry, Terminus or Citadel. You could tell this game was given up on, for sure. But some closing notes here for zombies. I will say, and this is maybe a hot take, I think this is the best zombies game since Black Ops 3. It was by far the best launch, potentially ever. Well, probably not over BO3. BO3 had a legendary launch too. The launch of this game was great. I'm not a BO4 fan, and then other than that, I mean, I'm not a Cold War fan either. So I will say this is probably the best zombies since BO3. I really do think that it is. So that's maybe that's a hot take, but that's my opinion. And I will say we need more originality coming into Black Ops 7. We need more original wonder weapons, original map ideas. And the maps were original in this game, I do know that. But we need some better quality maps throughout the whole life cycle, not just at launch, because that's going to lose us again. And so I'm hoping, I know we're getting Ashes of the Damned, Astra Malorum, and both those maps look pretty good from what we know. I mean, I will say I'm excited about both of them. So I'll take it. But All in all, I'm going to give this zombies in this game a 7 out of 10. That's a little generous. I could drop it to 6.5, but I did sink quite a bit of time into this game. I had fun with it, so I'm going to say 7 out of 10. Now, as far as the rest of this game goes, we were just sold something completely different. We were sold this gritty Black Ops game, and then we ended up having Beavis and Butthead and Ninja Turtles running around. So this game just really it didn't deliver, man. I'll just be honest with you. We were sold a lie, and the skill-based matchmaking ran rampant. The maps were terrible for multiplayer. I didn't even play the campaign just because I couldn't be bothered. But yeah, this game really, really missed the mark, and for such a strong launch, just had such a fall from grace, and you hate to see it because this game really, really had so much potential, and it just fell flat on its face. But anyways, all in all, I'm hopeful for a better year. Black Ops 7 literally comes out in like 6 days from now, so I'm very excited to play that game and see what it's all about. I know that a ton of people are kind of giving up on it. People are playing Battlefield and Arc Raiders and all this, which Arc Raiders does look pretty cool. If you have played that, let me know. But anyways, that is my review for the game. I'm just going to say wasted potential. That's what I'm calling this game. You know, I think it was very okay, but there was so much potential here that just went down the drain. But anyways, I will say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, again, please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this game. I'm very interested to see that. But anyways, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.